What's going on, everybody? This is Kevin, and welcome to, this is pretty much a Muscle Perk deck fix, or kind of like a, because on Reddit, if anybody comes from Reddit, welcome. Basically, Jules wanted to change the Muscle Perk deck to apply to pretty much all the weapons, but the way that the perk deck is now, hold on, well, it doesn't actually say the percentages, but it only works on light machine guns, submachine guns, and sniper rifles. Now, if I remember the statistics correctly, the LMG gets a 15% chance to cause a panic per bullet, submachine guns is 5, and sniper rifles, I believe, is 10. So for me, why I feel that this is unbalanced now is because sniper rifles have a 10% per bullet, while LMGs have 15% per bullet. Both guns to me are pretty intimidating, almost equally intimidating, I do feel. So it really doesn't feel right to have it like that. So I think that one of the good solutions to actually have is to take away the per bullet solution and make it a per second solution. And there is a way to do this. What I feel like doing, what I would do if it were me, if I created an equation, I'll try to write it down in that lower right hand corner, right over here if possible. So basically what the equation is going to be is this: panic percentage equals 10% plus parentheses 0.5t, which stands for threat, and parentheses. So what that means is 10%. That is going to be a flat rate. What that means is if you even have a silenced pistol that has 0 threat, it will still have a 10% chance, which isn't all that great, but you know, it's still something. You know, and that way, even if you fire 1 bullet or 50 bullets in that 1 second by any chance, you're still only going to get that percentage for that second. What that also means is 0.5 threat. So let's go ahead and take a look at the KSP. Okay, so I was thinking that they would base it, if they based it off 100 like they did with everything else. So yeah, the highest threat is 37. I would probably just do just 10% plus T, because that way it would be a 44% chance with the heavy hitter. I'm sorry, the KSP, my bad. I accidentally just nicknamed that today. But it would be a 44% chance for that. My assault rifle would be just a 13% chance. Shotgun, why is shotgun? Oh, that's the stealth one. What about what's this one? 43. So yeah, I think that that equation will work out extremely well. So that's kind of my idea on like an equation that would work. I wanted to, because 10 plus T, yeah, I think 10% will work pretty well. And since it's based off of per second instead of per bullet shot, I think it kind of equals the entire field, so that way somebody with a sniper rifle, say with a Thanatos, has a 37, they're going to have a pretty much equal chance as the LMG or shotgun. Shotgun should also be in that equation as well. So, that being said, I really think that it's a really good equation that they should look over, try to implement as soon as possible, because, you know, at first I said that it was going to cause problems because I thought that the 10% would be too much, because I thought threat was based off of 100, and it is clearly not. So if they even just did panic percent equals 10% plus T, that would be an easy equation, be pretty much across the board. Everything that should have a high threat will. Pistols probably, well, that's pretty, that would make them 20%. I don't know if they want, if they did this, they would probably have to lower the threat level of of guns. And that's another thing. They would make changing the threat level a lot easier instead of going in to try and go into the perk deck and say, oh, well, we got to do this to that. So, I mean, I don't think that it's too overpowered. If they wanted to add a cooldown rate, maybe add a 3-second cooldown rate to it. Just in case, you know, that is one of the problems that I did imagine and play through in my head that would go wrong, is if people had a 4-man crew with all LMGs, shotguns, or sniper rifles, and just started running through and just shooting wildly, and then just causing an entire panic. So I think with the per second, it gives it an advantage. It's not going to, you know, make everybody panic instantly. I think if they do one SWAT person per scare or per panic success, it should work out okay. So that being said, I think that even if they don't include the 3-second cooldown, it will be effective, but it won't be so effective that everybody's going to want to equip it and use it in the same heist. So those are my thoughts on that. Go ahead and leave a comment on here. I'm also going to post this to Reddit to see what other people think. Hopefully Jules, Elmi, or any of the Overkill team can watch this and be like, hey, you know what, this is actually not a half bad idea, and try to implement it. I think personally that the threat stat should directly coincide with the panic percent chance, just because you know, it just makes sense. If a gun is threatening, it should be able to cause panic. I mean, that makes sense to me. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed listening to somebody just rattle off statistics. Now that I actually took a look at everything with you guys, I think I finally came up with a pretty good equation. So I will see you all in the next video.